Awesome. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Affluent Woman CEO Virtual Summit. Once again, I'm your host, Cheryl J. Moses, and we have a very special guest speaker today. We have Nerissa Malloy. Nerissa is amazing at what she does. She's a registered nurse turned business strategist and a powerhouse in healthcare and entrepreneurial circles. She is the CEO of J&M Healthcare Solutions and the founder of the Unshakable CEO community. Now, Nerissa, first of all, thank you for being here. It's a pleasure to have this conversation with you today.
Thank you, Cheryl, for your platform, for you being obedient, and for inviting me as well. So thank you to you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Now, Nerissa, we know you're on a mission. So I want you to tell us about your mission because you're going to talk to us today about cracking the code, leveling up your leadership to build a legacy, a lasting digital legacy. So tell us about your mission.
So my mission is to help empower 100,000 women to define their success and go after it. Unfortunately, what I find, and from my own experience, is that we set success based on other people's values, what we were raised, what we see, what social media says, and then we wonder why we're unsuccessful or not fulfilled. But once we're clear and clearly define our success, what that is for us, what it's meaningful for us, then we can go after it without any limitations on our own terms, and we can reach the God-given potential that we have and build kingdom businesses that are impactful and generate the income that we so desire and need in order to be impactful. So that's the mission through the Unshakable CEO community. And through my consulting, it's really helping those business owners to tap into the people and the processes that they need so that they can build the profits in their business.
Oh, I feel that. Yeah, that's in so much alignment with what I do as well. I think it's so important that we are stepping up in our leadership to build the legacy that we deserve and that's waiting for us, right? I mean, it's just abundance is there and we just have to get it. Yeah. And there's some things we have to do to get that and step it up and just level up, like you say, and just own that. And I love that. Yeah, own it and on our own terms. Like I've always been about that because there's freedom waiting for us and we have to just grab it. We have to take certain steps to get there. So I want to know from you, what do you believe are some of the key elements or qualities that make a successful leader today?
So like you said, there's a bunch of different qualities, but I think in order for you to be a successful leader, the first thing you have to do is to make a decision. It really starts with you as the individual, you deciding that, you know what, yes, I want to be that leader. What type of leader do I want to be? Who has been a leader to you, looking at those key elements, but really understanding and knowing that, you know what, I am going to decide that from this day forward, I'm going to step up and be the leader that my team needs or that I need to be in order to take my business, my future, my legacy to that next level. So it's making a decision and a commitment to do what it takes, get the resources you need, get the support you need, the mentorship, the guidance, whatever it is, but it all starts with that decision. Because if you don't decide and say, you know what, I'm putting my foot in the ground, this is what I'm going to do, you're going to be wavering back and forth. Oh, I don't feel like doing it, or I don't want to do it. And you're not committed. So it starts with that commitment. And once you have that commitment, then you can take the next steps to say, okay, I'm committed. This is what I want to do. I want to see that change. So whatever it is, you know how they say your why makes you cry? Your why has to be something that really drives you. You have to really tie it to, why do I want to be this leader? What is it, not only for me, but what is the impact will this have? Is this attached to my legacy? Who is this attached to? Are my kids looking at me? Like what type of example do I want to be? So it really starts with that decision. You have to make that decision first.
I agree. I agree totally with that. And I might sound like a broken record when I say this, but it really has to do with your self-leadership too. Like, because if we're not doing it in our personal life, how can we do it in our business? You know?
And
So
unfortunately, some people have no clue what it's like to be a leader. They may have had some bad examples, or they've never been in that leadership capacity, and then they step into entrepreneurship and business, or they may have shown some traits, but they have not gotten the resources to develop. So it's like an unconscious incompetence. I don't know what I don't know. I just Someone
Right.
told me to do this and I'm doing it, but they don't know that there are some leadership traits and qualities that need to be developed in order to be successful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So with that being said, what do you think are some other challenges that people are facing when it comes to stepping up in their leadership?
I think the other challenge is not only the lack of knowing what
Mhm.
a good leader is, but also the mentorship and the support, whether it's through a coach or a mentor, but having someone to guide you in that process. Because stepping into leadership is a new territory, whether it's in business or in corporate. It's definitely a new territory. And you may have someone to show you what to do task wise, but there's nothing like knowing how to lead, how to impact the team. What do I need to do as far as setting boundaries? How can I make sure that I'm being inclusive and not just listening to what people say, being objective. Like, there's so much that comes into leadership, empowering, and also what as a leader, how are you setting the example? Because you have to show up as a leader too, right? You can't just say I'm a leader. You don't have any followers, you're not a leader. So, what does that look like for you? And again, look at other leaders that you admire, whether it's Michelle Obama or Oprah. Think about what they do, how they speak, how they interact, how they dress, as far as what you want to envision yourself to be. You have to have some type of idea of what a leader is for you, and not necessarily, like I said, what other people say leaders should be, but you should know how you want to feel and look as a leader, and then get the support, the mentorship, the coaching that can guide you and show you your weaknesses, because you have to know what your weaknesses are, not only your strengths, because that'll help you with the next level of who to partner with, who to team up with, who I need to onboard on my team to help with my weaknesses. So yeah, after that, after making that decision, you have to be clear on, all right, now I need some support on how to embody that leader role.
Yeah, and I like how you gave those examples, because if we are looking at other people who are already in leadership and have been doing it for a while, then we can get an idea of what that looks like. If we don't
Mhm,
know what that looks like, how can how can we, step up ourselves
mhm,
and say, hey, I'm leading, I'm a leader
mhm.
in what I'm doing. And also, you mentioned teams. It's like a lot of us may not have a team yet, or we're just getting started with that. So we need to know how to lead the team in order to make our business work, in order to build the legacy and do all the things and make sure they're good and everything is going well.
Right.
Because if not, yeah, if we don't have any idea of what that looks like, then how can it happen? It's not,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's
So
just
for
not.
solopreneurs and for other business owners, you want to look at these leaders and not look at them as in a way where you can see, oh gosh, I'm lacking this, or from a sense of lack. You don't want to look at these leaders and feel like I can't do this. You want to look at them just to see some key traits that you can, and that you can emulate, or don't, imposter syndrome is real. Some people say it's not real and so on, but you want to make sure that you're looking from a lens of, I can do this, or what pieces can I take, and what would I like to take from this person and emulate, not that I'm not enough to do this. So that's the first thing. And then when it comes to teams, you have to be able to say, listen, I'm a one person show. In order for me to have the impact that I need in my business and the income, is the elephant in the room. Yes, people get in the business, we want to make money, but you can't do it by yourself.
Right.
Team individuals play the games, but it's the team that wins the championship. So you're going to have
Mhm.
to think about, how can I expand? How can I delegate? How can I be okay with asking for help? How can I be okay with, okay, having someone else handle my baby? My
Mhm.
business is my baby. But listen, businesses are being sold for hundreds of millions of dollars. So if you are building a true business with an impact and legacy, I'm not saying build your business to sell it, but if you build your business the right way with the right foundation, you can sell it and open up a whole nother level of wealth and legacy and impact for yourself. So when people say my business is my baby, yes, it can be. But think about if someone says, I want to buy your business, what do you have in place? So you
Mm,
have to be able to trust others, build a team, lead a team, or hire people that can manage and lead for you as well. So there's different ways to do it as far as leadership. If you know that you are a person that's not engaging, or you're not that person that's warm, maybe you need to hire someone in operations that can build that camaraderie with the team and fill that gap for you if that's not your strength. So yeah, team is everything with expansion. And I would say, even as solopreneurs, don't be afraid to hire someone, to bring somebody in your business. It doesn't have to be full time. Doesn't have to be 40 hours where you're wondering how I'm gonna pay them. But
mhm.
small, 5 hours a week, just to help you to offload and start putting some processes in place and build that trust. Because the same way that person is learning to work with you, you're learning to work with them. So it's a trust thing as far as business. But if you want to grow, you're going to have to go wide. You're going to have to expand that team.
Yeah. And you can start small, like you said. It doesn't have to be, this large project that you need to get somebody to help you with, as far as the amount of hours and money you need to spend. You can start
Mhm.
off small. And I really feel like you're calling me out, because for a long time I did not delegate for a long time, and it was just me doing the solo thing, and I was doing everything in my business, from the graphics, and which is how I
Mm,
started my branding agency. But it's like I was doing everything, all the things, because I was so afraid to delegate things and trust. And that was a key word that you said too. Really understanding how to trust people with your baby.
right. Yeah.
Um, I mean, but it's so necessary. You just said all the things. Like, for expansion, is just so necessary. We want to level up and make this impact and create this legacy, and really see our mission full out. We have to delegate these things and outsource the things that we need to, outsource, because we can't do it all by ourselves. It's not going to happen. It's just not
And
going to
I have some mentors I listen to, like Myron Golden, and it's
happen.
great to listen to men because men have this thing about no fear, no, they
Mhm.
just do it. And as you can see, men are dominant in the entrepreneurial and leadership space. They're dominant as far as the income, the revenue, the joint capital, like they're dominant in it. And I think it's because of that reason. But that doesn't mean us women we can't do it either.
Right.
Well, that the heavy focus is, listen, you have to have a team. You have to just go all out and just share what you have. And it's not about doing it on your own. It's about, who do I need? How can I expand? What who can help me with this mission? So yeah, I think understanding, especially as solopreneurs, that is going to take more than just me. I'm not just the chief everything officer. I'm really
Yeah.
going to operate as the CEO in this business and looking forward, like, what do I need? It's so important. And your trust is everything, but it's a two-way street. It's definitely a two-way street.
Mhm. Yeah, and I think, yeah, if we could just start right where we are, like, what do I need today? What can I delegate today,
Mhm.
just to make my life easier and to move the needle forward? You know what I mean? Like, just something
Yeah,
like that. If we just have that type of mindset, that's one way we can step up our leadership. Um,
definitely.
yeah, and okay, so we mentioned delegation. Uh, we mentioned looking at other leaders to see what that looks like. Are there any other actionable steps we can take to step our game up?
Absolutely. And I want to touch back on that delegation piece because a lot of times, um, when you think about hiring a new employee, bringing on a contractor, if we are not set up for success, meaning having clear roles and responsibilities and tasks, what do I need to delegate? Because a lot of times the CEOs will bring on an admin, a VA, and they just dump and say, hey, do this, do that. But it has to be strategic, meaning, what are the tools, the tasks that you are not the best at or you don't enjoy doing, that you can delegate? And then oftentimes in the beginning, it's not marketing. I think as the CEO, you need to be knowing your marketing, what works, what doesn't work, what message works. Because if you don't know that, how can you delegate that for someone to do it effectively? So you're going to have to hold on to marketing a little bit more till you find that sweet spot before you can totally delegate it. And if that means you're going out to networking events, you're sending those emails, you're doing those meet and greets, you're sending those messages, whatever it takes for you and your business, you're going to have to do that. But that admin, that first hire, has to be someone that either takes away from time, meaning it permits you to do more marketing, or they're bringing money into your business. So you have to be super clear on what tasks you want to delegate, and just know that, listen, if this person's going to add 8 hours a week to my schedule, then I know that in these 8 hours I need to bring in some revenue. So you
Mhm.
have to be clear about that as far as delegation, and have a process to show them, what it is you need to do. Give them some grace, because what I find most times, a lot of my clients, when they reach out, they're at a point where their capacity is maxed. They're
Mhm.
frustrated. They're overwhelmed. They're like, I have so much hands in the pot. My hands is in everything. And I don't even have time to onboard. I don't have time to train, or I don't have time to hire someone. And then they wonder why there's a revolving door of contractors and workers. It's because you don't want to wait until you're maxed out to get help. You want to see how
Mhm.
you can embed that in the beginning, and slowly, like I said, start small and then start increasing the hours, increasing the workload, and build that relationship, because that person can end up being one of your leaders as your team expands. So you want to be really strategic about that. And that doesn't even apply only for business. That can apply also in the corporate space. You have to think about my first hire. Who is this? If it's a manager, what do I need this manager to do? What are the skill sets? What are the roles and responsibilities? What are some things I need to mentor them on? But if you are hiring and you're max out, and your energy, everything is going to be off. And desperate hires are the worst.
Right.
We can
Oh,
go on
that is
and on and on
true.
about team, but desperate hires are the worst. You have to take time to vet them and see if they're a great fit, check references, give them sample tasks. Like, yeah, it's so much when it comes to being a leader. That's why, people say start a business and do this. That's easy. But when
Yeah.
it's growing, especially if you have a great product or great service and it just takes off, you just get caught up in just building the business that you miss the whole, wow, I need a team, I need support, I need to lead, and all of that. So you don't want to be the operator in the business forever. You want to eventually move into the owner role.
Yeah, I love how you said desperate hires are the worst, and that's true. Just like when you're desperate for a client, you're going to sign the wrong client, and they're going to give you a headache, and it's going to be bad.
All money ain't good money, right, Cheryl?
Right, it's just going to be all bad. But yes, I so agree that we need to know our business before we hand off anything. Just like you said, know what works, so you can just, because for me, I know it was like, I don't have time to train people. I don't have time for this. I don't have, and it was like, no, I don't want to do it. So I just didn't do anything, you
Yeah.
know. So yeah, but like you said, know your marketing, know what works, get your feet wet, get it
Mhm,
soaking wet, really, because you really need to understand what's going on, and how to delegate those tasks. I
mhm.
mean, you just have to know what's going on in your business.
You have to. And the thing is that with women, it's like society and everything. We were like, oh, it has to be hard. We have to struggle. We have to, and it doesn't have to be that way. And I'm learning that. And as we're going through, a lot of people talking about the soft life and things of that nature. All of that is good. You still have to grind, but you
Yeah,
don't have to struggle your way through. Get the
right.
help. It's okay to say, you know what, I have this growing business, but I don't know what's going on in my back end. Something's not working, things are not working, my team is not optimized, or meaning they're not even cohesive, or it's okay to say something's broken and
Mhm.
I need help. It's
Right.
okay. You don't have to struggle through it or try to figure it out. There's so many success stories out there. There's so many people that have that background that can look to have that eagle eyed view and look into your business to say, oh, you're missing this. Like, wow. but you're in it, so you can't see it.
I know we can't see anything when we're in it. We just can't.
Can't see it.
I'm always inviting other people into my space to take a look at certain things, because like you said, we just can't see it all the time.
Mhm.
So that's important. You said so many things that were important in this conversation. I'm telling you, like, because it's, leadership is something that a lot of people really don't think about when they're starting a business, or depending on how far they are into their business. But when it comes to expansion, it's so important that we know how to lead, because we don't want things to fall through the cracks. We don't want our business to, like you said, be broken. If there's
Absolutely.
something that needs to be fixed, we need to know what it is and who to who to get to fix it. Right? We need to understand how to do these different things. And so it's just like, yeah, the time is now to do this, because if we're talking about leaving a legacy and building a legacy, the time is now to step it up.
Absolutely. The time is now. And some people
Exactly.
start businesses and they think, oh, I'm just gonna start this side hustle, and then it takes off. So again,
Mhm.
they don't know what they don't know, and it's okay. But once you start seeing the signs, like, my customer service, or you're missing emails, you're missing money and chasing invoices, or you're missing deadlines, it's like, wait a minute, something needs to be fixed fast, because once your reputation goes, that's so hard to rebuild, and you don't want to risk that.
Oh yeah.
So you got to move
Okay.
fast when it comes to operations and your back end, and how can you make sure that you are operating in excellence.
Powerful.
Mhm.
Very powerful. I'm loving how you're just pulling out so many different elements of business that people aren't really thinking about. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yeah, we just kind of go through it, and whatever comes up, comes up.
Mhm.
Because I know, like, that's how it was for me. I know exactly how it was for me. I had the side hustle. I didn't want a business, but it turned into a business. And then it was like,
Excellent,
okay, now,
right? Right.
you
So
know
how
what I
do I
mean?
transition? Where do I even start?
Yeah.
Like, who do I hire? Like, what is the next, like, I don't even have a clue. Let me just get an admin, a VA.
Yeah. They don't know what to do.
Yep, they'll
Right.
figure it
That's
out. Yeah, it takes a lot
oh
more. And
my
that's why it's
goodness.
so good to seek help and always be in a posture of learning and growing. Because as
Yes.
women are smart, educated, we have degrees, we're so knowledgeable, we have all that stuff. And so when we pour that into our business, that's amazing. But if there's a piece that's lacking, then we need to make sure that we're getting the support for that area. Because the degrees, the certifications are amazing. That's allowing us to deliver that product or service. But if you don't have that business piece or some acumen related to business, get the support early. Don't wait and try to figure it out. Oh, I can do that. No, because you didn't do that with your education, with your degrees. You went and you paid and you invested and you sat in those classes and you learned.
Yeah.
Same for your business, and have the same posture that, you know what, if I don't know something, let me go and find the answer. Let me invest in someone or something or some course that can help me to be better in my business, the same way you did it with your personal endeavors.
Oh my goodness. I know that's right.
Mhm.
And I want to say, you being in the healthcare field, I was in the healthcare field too. So I want to know more about, like, your experience as far as going from the healthcare field into business, and just like your personal experience that has shaped your perspective around leadership and making an impact to build a legacy.
Sure, I've been a nurse for about 19 plus years. I've been in healthcare for over 25 years. I started out in the emergency room and done everything you can possibly think of in the home care setting, the community setting. And then I transitioned to women's services, labor and delivery, postpartum NICU. And I've been in labor and delivery for over 12 years. And then I ventured into leadership. But one thing for sure, while I did all of that, I always had some type of side hustle, Tupperware, different network marketing endeavors. So I've always been in that business entrepreneurial space and building teams and hosting calls and empowering women. And
Mhm.
so the one thing I realized at some point in my life, I was getting called into the leadership. Oh, that I was offered. I was a PRN nurse, meaning I just come in maybe once or twice a week and I go home, no ties, anything. And then they
Mhm.
said, you know, why don't you be our supervisor? They had an opening. I'm like, me, supervisor? Y'all don't know I like to come and go. That means I'm committed. And I ran from it for so long, but it was a pulling and a tugging. I knew God was calling me for something greater, not knowing that, okay, I said yes, started out as a supervisor, step into the manager role, step into the director role, not realizing that these two different roles of entrepreneurship and leadership, they're connected because I'm building teams, I'm empowering people, and I'm doing the same thing here in the healthcare space, not realizing that they will merge for me to help more women in business.
Mhm.
Because a lot of times when we build businesses, we forget the personal piece, the people piece. We just chasing the money. So I never knew God would have aligned those two in one path to help more women to know and build sustainable businesses, people businesses. So I believe the whole healthcare nursing piece helps me to look into businesses more holistically and not just the individual, not just the business, but also the individual. How are you nurturing yourself? How are you setting boundaries? How are you growing the people? And
Mhm.
so by doing that, you can definitely grow your business. But who would have thought when I stepped into nursing how many years ago, I would have never known God would have brought me to here,
Right.
helping healthcare businesses, healthcare entities, and other professional organizations, nonprofits. I would have never imagined. If you just told me I was just going to be a nurse and have a side hustle or make some extra money, I'd have been like, yeah, that's it. Never imagined.
And that just goes to show you when you're being a leader, you don't know where it's going to take you.
The doors just open and
Right.
it just opened. And when you are in your purpose,
Hmm.
like, those positions I didn't have to apply for. It
Yeah.
was someone saying, we have this role, we're looking for someone, we need you to come in and interview. And I was like, wow. So when you are aligned, God will open up the doors. He will make a way. He will make sure that, there's provision for that vision. You just have to take the steps, but he can't bless those steps if you don't take them.
Right. That's right. That's why we're saying now is the time. You got to step and
Now
get
is
up.
the time. It just takes one step, and it's not a obsolete step where I have to walk away, leave everything, shut everything down. I mean, if that's what he's telling you, but it just takes one step in faith, one faith step. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
And it's not easy. Let me just say that it's not easy because
Yeah,
for me
you're
to
right.
transition from my full time into full time entrepreneurship, I fought. I was that disobedient one. So I'm not going to say that it was easy. Like I struggle with that. I
Yeah.
struggled for months with saying, all right, Lord, I hear you. I'm going to walk away. I'm going to hand in my resignation. So yeah, I fought with that. It's not until I was toiling like he told me to leave. Leave. We just accomplished so much. I hired all these managers. We trained with a top performing unit. We're doing all these amazing. You want me to leave? But it's not until I opened an old journal and I found in my old journal where I wrote that I wanted to be away from the hospital by December 31st, 2021.
Mm.
Oh, it was December 23rd. That was the date, December 23rd. When I
Mm.
looked at that, I was like, all right, I hear you. That's the date. Submit my resignation. Because I'm like, all right.
Mm.
And so it's not easy, but you got to be obedient. But he's going to give you the signs, he's going to guide you. You just have to listen. You have to be in a posture of listening. So if you're a busy business owner and you're not in a posture of listening and setting boundaries and being honoring yourself, honoring your health, your mental wealth, like you're going to be all over the place. So that's where the holistic piece comes in. What are you doing personally as the CEO to help yourself? Because if you cannot lead yourself, then you can't lead other people. You can't grow a business. You can't, it's going to be hard. You're going to
Mhm.
struggle.
Yeah, and resistance is a real thing. You just spoke about it when we I've done it a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm so stubborn to the point where it's like if I'm resisting too long, I'm forced into
Mm.
that next
Yeah.
into that next level. And it's not pretty a lot of
Not
times,
pretty.
it hurts, right? It hurts.
It hurts. That disruption, it hurts. It's like, all right, I hear
Yeah.
you, should have listened. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's not easy. So when we say take that face steps, I know, take it from me, it's not easy. but it has to be done. Find a way, find a support system, find a coach, a mentor, a network, a community, something,
Yeah.
but you're gonna have to take that step if you want to see something different, if you want to see the next steps that God is going to bless, the doors that's going to open. It's going to require that faith step. And that's what that unshakable community is for too, because people need help with that. People need support. You can't do it on your own.
Love that. So, Nerissa, what do you have to offer our attendees for this summit?
So, for my attendees for this summit, I am offering a 30-minute strategy session. So for those, I have to grab the link for you, but for those, or we can drop it in the notes, but for
Yeah,
those who are listening, I'm offering a 30-minute strategy session. And the strategy session is really if you're an entrepreneur or a leader and you feel like I'm at a point where I don't know what my next steps are, or you may be that leader that says, you know what, I have a business, I have a team, I don't know what to do next. I'm in the weeds, I'm overworked, I don't know where to begin, who to hire, or what. I just know I need help. Then we could definitely have a 30-minute free strategy session. I usually charge for that. But as we are heading into the final quarter, I want more women to at least have an idea of what their next should look like, what type of support they need, and how they can get that support so that they can get into their next level, hit their goals, or just be super clear about what it is that they need as far as hiring their person or getting the support they need for their operations.
Right. That's so generous of you. Thank you for that because
Mhm.
we need that. It's especially like you said, it's Q4. You need to be set up for the new year, the next year coming up. Like, right? We're getting this together now.
Absolutely.
You don't wait till the new year comes in and then say, okay, I'm going to get it together. You do it now so you're prepared. So
Do it now.
love that. And where can we connect with you? I'm going to drop the links, but
Oh, sure. You can connect with me. I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram as Nerissa Malloy. Instagram, I'm Nerissa.Malloy. You can connect with me there for sure. And also my website, you can catch me on www. No, bit.ly/work with Nerissa. That's the best website. bit.ly /work with Nerissa. You can connect with me there. So yeah, I'm on all your social media outlets as well. So yeah, you can connect with
all
me.
right. Awesome. She's everywhere, y'all. So make sure you tap in with her, connect with her, grab her generous offer that she usually charges for, but it's free for you guys, her strategy session. And yeah, get yourself together for next year or well, for this year, next year beyond. Like get yourself set up and really take it seriously because now is the time to do it. Don't wait, don't put it off.
Oh
Do
wait,
it now.
it's okay to
Right.
ask for help.
Do
It's
it.
totally fine.
All right. Yes. So, Nerissa, any last words for like our aspiring leaders coming up, or those who are just ready, or don't know what the next step is, and they really just need some final encouragement?
I think last words, I'm gonna say it again. It's okay
Mm,
to ask for help. As
yes.
women stepping into unknown territory and leadership, business, it's new. It's
Mhm.
foreign. I mean, you're great in your career and all the things that you've done. You have a wealth of knowledge. You're well respected. So just understanding that you asking for help is not it's not demeaning. It's not anything. It doesn't make you less than. It just actually adds to your ability to want to be better and grow and do better. So get the help that you need. Invest in the support, invest in the coaching, invest in the programs, whatever it is that's going to make you and your business grow and have more impact and income. It's always worth just getting the help that you need. That's it. Don't be afraid to ask for help.
That's right. Don't be afraid. You need it, get it.
Get
That's
it.
it.
And find a way. No excuses.
Find a
Find
way.
a way.
Yes.
Mhm.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to wrap this up. We're going to see you next time. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, make sure you are connected with Nerissa and be sure to watch out for her links because we're going to provide you with her links so that you can do that easily and you don't have to go searching for anything. So we're going to see you next time. Take care.
Bye.